Two earthquakes, each around a magnitude 3, shook parts of western Washington today. The most recent, right here, near Fall City, happened just after noon.
In the past 24 hours, seismic activity along the west coast has noticeably increased, with numerous small tremors reported across California and beyond. Scientists and geologists are closely monitoring this activity, as it may provide critical insights into the movement of fault lines and the potential for larger seismic events in the near future. A 3.9 magnitude earthquake struck the greater Los Angeles area, particularly North Hollywood, and was felt in Palmdale and Lancaster. Residents in these areas reported minor shaking, though no significant damage or injuries have been confirmed. This event, along with smaller aftershocks that followed, may indicate the presence of an unnamed fault in the region. The discovery of new or previously undocumented faults is not uncommon, as advancements in seismic monitoring continue to improve our understanding of the Earth's crust. Despite the earthquake's relatively moderate magnitude, the official review process took longer than expected, raising questions about procedural delays. Some experts speculate that the delay in confirmation could be due to the complexity of distinguishing between natural seismic events and human-induced activity, such as those caused by underground construction or fluid injection related to oil extraction. The increased seismic activity extends beyond Southern California. Northern California has also seen heightened movement. The Pacific Northwest, especially near Seattle, has experienced notable activity along the Devil's Mountain Fault. This fault, known for its potential to generate significant earthquakes, has been of particular concern for seismologists studying seismic hazards in the region. Movement along the creeping segment of the San Andreas Fault has been detected, though no significant activity has been recorded along more concerning sections like the Parkfield segment. Historically, this area experiences a magnitude 6.0 earthquake approximately every 20 to 22 years, suggesting that the region may be approaching another event. Seismologists are keeping a close eye on any changes in strain accumulation, as sudden shifts along the fault could indicate an impending earthquake. Monitoring remains critical, especially as areas like the Malibu Coast Fault and the Pentay Hills Thrust Fault begin to show signs of renewed activity. These faults run beneath densely populated areas, making any potential seismic events particularly concerning for residents and city planners. Understanding their behavior is essential for improving earthquake preparedness and ensuring infrastructure resilience. Seismic activity in Northern California has increased, with magnitudes of 3.6 and 3.3 recorded in recent days, indicating rising tectonic stress. A magnitude 4.5 earthquake near the San Juan Islands in Washington was widely felt from Seattle to Vancouver and is part of a pattern of increased seismicity in the Seattle Fault Zone. The precise origin of this quake remains unclear, but it suggests accumulating strain in the region. Experts warn that seismic events in this area could be precursors to larger quakes, as stress builds along fault lines that have not ruptured in decades or even centuries. While Southern and Northern California have seen increased movement, central regions like Oregon remain relatively quiet. However, slow slip tremor activity along the Cascadia subduction zone has shown periodic amplification, indicating strain accumulation deep beneath the Earth's surface. Scientists continue to study these tremors as potential warning signs of future megathrust earthquakes, which could have devastating consequences for the Pacific Northwest. Seismic patterns suggest that minor tremors can precede larger quakes, reinforcing the need for vigilance. Historical records indicate that significant earthquakes are often preceded by smaller foreshocks, though not always. This uncertainty makes it difficult to predict exactly when and where a major quake might occur, highlighting the importance of continued research and advanced early warning systems. In Northern California, seismic activity has been pronounced, with some attributing it to aftershocks from a previous magnitude 7.0 earthquake. However, this region remains highly dynamic, with three major tectonic plates continuously interacting, the Pacific, North American, and Juan de Fuca plates. The southern section of the Cascadia subduction zone experiences more frequent seismic activity, making it a prime candidate for a partial rupture that could produce an earthquake in the range of magnitude 8.4 to 8.5. Such an event would have widespread implications, potentially triggering tsunamis and impacting coastal communities. Seismic activity remains persistent in the Texas oil fields, with recent tremors detected near the New Madrid seismic zone. The history of this region serves as a reminder of its potential for devastating earthquakes. The infamous 1811 to 1812 New Madrid earthquakes produced some of the strongest shaking ever recorded in North America, and scientists believe the region could experience another major seismic event in the future. While activity in this area remains moderate for now, ongoing monitoring is essential. Globally, a magnitude 5.3 earthquake occurred in Indonesia, with a 5.1 tremor near Guam. The clustering of earthquakes in the Philippines further underscores the dynamic nature of global tectonics. The Pacific Ring of Fire remains one of the most seismically active regions on Earth, with frequent interactions between tectonic plates leading to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. In the Santorini region, seismic activity appears to be stabilizing, with a decline in significant tremors. Approximately 600 tremors have been recorded in the past week, mostly in the mid-magnitude 3 range. While this decrease is promising, continuous monitoring is necessary, especially given the area's history of volcanic activity. Scientists remain cautious, as underground magma movements could still trigger future eruptions or seismic unrest. In space weather, solar activity remains subdued, with minimal flare activity expected. The probability of a strong solar flare event is low, but ongoing surveillance is crucial as even minor solar events can influence Earth's geomagnetic environment. Solar storms have the potential to disrupt satellite communications, GPS systems, and power grids, making space weather forecasting an important area of research. Meanwhile, meteorologists are closely watching severe weather developments. The Storm Prediction Center has highlighted a 10% probability of significant storms developing across Oklahoma and northern Texas, with conditions favorable for tornado formation. Residents in affected areas should remain vigilant as storms intensify, as rapid changes in atmospheric conditions could lead to severe weather outbreaks. Seismic activity remains a concern, with an observable increase in earthquake frequency over the past 24 hours. Experts emphasize that an increase in moderate quakes can indicate a rising probability of larger events. The recent earthquake north of Los Angeles raises questions about the presence of a previously unidentified fault line. As conditions evolve, both atmospheric and seismic activity require close observation. Scientists and emergency preparedness officials continue to analyze data, looking for patterns that could signal future disasters. Staying informed and prepared remains the best course of action in earthquake-prone regions. If you found this video informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for updates on the latest seismic activity. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.